Hey, it's Jason, and I'm here with an interesting adventure. I was on Facebook Marketplace, and Facebook does a really good job finding things that I might be somewhat interested in. And an 1850s Melodeon popped up. I had no idea they existed, didn't know what they looked like, but something that old, I had to click it. And a Melodeon is basically it's like an organ piano. So it has a bellow in it that inflates when you pump it at the bottom and you press keys and you can play music. So I'm gonna go ahead and show you what this 1850s Melodeon looks like. What is the story on it? In the 1970s, a lady rescued it from an estate outside of Boston. She ended up moving to New Jersey in the 80s. At some point in the 90s, she moved to Maryland, and she had some guy come by and restore it and made it work okay. And restoration on it basically meant replacing the bellow inside, the bag that kind of inflates and goes up. And when he replaced the bellow, he found on the original bellow like newspaper clippings that I guess that paper was used on the bottom of the bellow from 1856. He took a bunch of pictures of the newspaper to kind of show what you know, it enables us to tie a date to when this was manufactured. So enough of me yapping. Let's go ahead and take a look at this Melodeon, and I'm going to show it to you before I actually set it up. So here it is in the back of the car. And these were made so you could travel with them. So, you know, they're designed to kind of be small and compact. Some of these can be significantly bigger. It has a little keyhole. The legs will basically open up. And then when you open up the legs, at the bottom, you will have this piece of wood, which will hold the legs. And then this is how you pump the bellow. And this is how you change effectively the volume, whether it's kind of higher or lower. And then I'm told these like sit in here like so, and they'll go up. So when you pump it, you know, it will lift it up and inflate that bellow. And then there's another one that will sit here. The only issue, she said, with this is there's you know, the wood evidently has a slight crack in it, but it seems solid to me, so I'm not too concerned with it. This is brass. These could be shined up really nicely, so, you know, very good quality here. And then this is one of the pieces that was on the original bellow, and you can see Tuesday morning, September 2nd, 1856. So as I was mentioning, the gentleman that restored it, on the original bellow, there was all kinds of newspaper that was used on the bellow. And the bellow is the thing that kind of inflates to make the sound, from 1856. And he took a bunch of pictures when he did the restoration, so I can actually read the newspaper clippings. You know, some of this is this looks like it's talking about some type of medicine to make you better, and this is talking about at the Supreme Judicial Court, which begun and was held at Portland within for the county of Cumberland for the third Tuesday of April 1856. This is the state of Maine, so maybe this was in Boston and then it went to Maine. The deed done at last. By our telegraphic summary in our yesterday's paper, our readers were informed that the Army bill had been passed, rejecting the provision when reduced to the simple prohibition of, and I kind of got cut off there, so I don't know what that's all about. But in any event, cool history came with it. And then when you look at the, came with the original key, so you can lock it when you're traveling. But let's go ahead and take a look inside. So all of this wood is just in great shape. I'm very pleased with that. You open it up. S, D, and A.W. Smith. I out of Boston, I believe it is. All original ivory keys. I mean, ivory isn't even permitted to be used anymore. So I think the ivory and all the brass on this is well worth it. You know, these brass fittings and things I talked about. And then these legs will fold down. You'll put the pedal contraption below and then hook up the little poles to the bellow, and it should function. So I'm super pleased with this. I mean, 1856, produced in Boston, and then moved, you know, judging by the papers, to Maine. I mean, we're talking, this bad boy is 166 years old, and to be in this great of shape is a testament that it was cared for. So I'm gonna go ahead and take it inside and set it up, and we'll look at what it looks like when it's set up. Okay, so I've set it up. I really like how detailed the legs are. I just think it's a beautiful looking piece. I'm gonna put it where it's gonna go, and we've decided in this little nook. It's kind of tucked away, but it's an area you could sit, casually play it if you want to, and the acoustics in here are really good. It will go all the way upstairs and everything. So the next step's gonna be to put that support in, which has the things that you pump the bellow up with. Okay, I have the main piece below hooked up, the pedals that pumps the bellow, I guess. This is to change like how loud it is. But we now have an 1859, 166-year-old Melodeon, built in Boston, spent some time in Maine, and now it's here in Maryland. Original ivory husk keys, brass fittings, and really good quality craftsmanship. I have no idea how to play it. I'm not really a musician, but who knows? Maybe I will bring back the allure of Melodeon playing. Thanks for watching. If you have any tips, tricks, advice, let me know. Would love to hear from you. Be sure to subscribe to the YouTube channel.